Hey friends, welcome with a new video. This channel is your friendly place to practice real everyday English. Today we are going to talk about something really important, something you will use almost every single day of your life. Today we are going to talk about jobs and work. But before we start, let me tell you 2 ways you can use this video to improve English. First, you don't have to do anything. Just sit back and listen. When you hear English again and again, you slowly start to understand it naturally. So just listening is already helping you. Second, after I say a sentence, pause the video, then say the same sentence with yourself. This is the best way to improve your speaking. So just relax. Take a breath and listen. Okay, let me tell you something about me. I am a teacher. Yes, a teacher. That is my job. I teach English to beginners, just like you. And I love my job. I really do. But you know what's funny? When I was a little girl, I wanted to be an artist. Yes, an artist. Someone who paints, draws, makes beautiful things. I used to draw every day after school. Little flowers, little houses, little cats. I was not very good, honestly, but I loved it. Then when I got older, I thought maybe I'll be a doctor. You know, a doctor, someone who helps sick people, works in a hospital, saves lives. Very important job, very respected. But then I realized I am not so good with hospitals. They make me a little nervous. So, doctor maybe not for me. And then one day, I started helping my younger sister with her English homework. And I learned something, that I loved explaining things, and I thought, this is what I want to do. So I became a teacher. And here I am talking to you. Here, let me tell you something interesting. Before I became a full-time teacher, I had many small jobs. Many of us do, right? I once worked as a cashier at a small grocery store. I did that job for about 6 months when I was a student. It was not easy. I was standing all day. My feet were always tired. That actually helped me become a better teacher later. I also worked as a waiter. Well, a waitress, actually, because I am a woman, but the word waiter is very common for everyone now. I did that on weekends. The restaurant was always busy, always loud, but it was fun. And the food smelled amazing all the time. So yes, cashier, waitress, and now teacher. That is my journey. Okay, now let me tell you about my workplace. Where do I work? I work at a small language school. It is not a big fancy building. It is actually quite simple. A few classrooms, a small teacher's room, a little kitchen where we make coffee, and a garden where students sometimes sit and practice speaking. I love my workplace. It feels friendly, like a second home. My classroom has big windows, a lot of natural light, and I have a whiteboard that I write on every day. There are about 15 students in my class, and every single one of them is working so hard to learn English. That makes me happy every day. Now let me tell you about my boss. My boss is a woman. She is the director of the school. Is she a good boss? Yes, she is. She is strict. That means she has rules and she follows them. But she is also very fair. Fair means she treats everyone equally. She does not have favorites. She is always professional. She was actually a chef before she started the school. Yes, a chef. Someone who cooks food professionally, usually in a restaurant. She cooked in a big hotel for almost 10 years. Then she decided she wanted to do something different. So, she opened this language school. Sometimes she still cooks, for us on special days. And let me tell you, the food is incredible. Now, my colleagues. Colleagues are the people you work with, your work friends, your team. I have 4 colleagues at my school, 4 other teachers. There is Mr. David. He is very funny, always making jokes. The students love him. There is Miss Daisy. She is very quiet and very organized. Her lessons are always perfect. There is Mr. Jacob. He used to be a businessman before he became a teacher. A businessman is someone who runs a company or does business, buying, selling, managing money. He was in that world for a long time. But he says teaching makes him much happier. And there is Miss Clara. She is the newest teacher. She is still learning, but she is doing great. These are my colleagues. We help each other. We share ideas. We eat lunch together. It is a good team. Now I want to talk about my work schedule. A schedule is your plan for the day. What time you start, what time you finish, what you do in between. My schedule is honestly pretty nice. I start work at 8:30 in the morning. I arrive at school, I make my coffee, I look at my notes for the day, and by 9 o'clock, I am in the classroom ready to teach. I teach for 2 hours in the morning. Then I have a short break, about 30 minutes. I eat a small snack. I talk with my colleagues. Then I teach again for another 2 hours in the afternoon. After that, I am free. I usually go home around 3 or 3:30. So I work about 4 to 5 hours of actual teaching every day. But of course, outside of class, I am always preparing lessons, making exercises, checking homework. So the real work is probably more like 7 or 8 hours a day. But I do not mind. I love what I do. Here, let me tell you about some other jobs, because not everyone has a schedule like mine. Some jobs are very different. Think about a farmer. A farmer works on land, grows vegetables, takes care of animals. Their schedule depends on the weather, the seasons, the animals. It is hard, physical work, and so important. Without farmers, we have no food. Or think about a fireman. A fireman or firefighter is someone who fights fires and saves people from dangerous situations. Their schedule is very unpredictable. You never know when an emergency will happen. What about a truck driver? A truck driver drives heavy trucks, carrying goods from one city to another, sometimes across the whole country. Their schedule is often at night. Long hours, long roads. Alone in the truck for many hours. It is a tough job, but very necessary. Everything we buy in shops, someone drove it there. Or a plumber? A plumber is someone who fixes pipes, water pipes, drainage pipes, the things inside your walls and floors that carry water. If your sink is broken or your bathroom is flooding, you call a plumber. They also have a schedule that can change quickly because people's pipes can break at any time. And what about a housemaid? A housemaid is someone who works in a home, cleaning, cooking, organizing, taking care of the household. It is one of the most underappreciated jobs in the world. But it is real work, hard work, and it takes skill. Or a taxi driver? A taxi driver takes people from one place to another. They know every street in the city, and they work at all hours, morning, night, sometimes all night long. All of these jobs are different. All of them have different schedules, different workplaces, different challenges, but they all have one thing in common: they matter. Every job matters. Okay, we are coming to the last part of today's video, and I want to end with something a little different. I want you to think about you. Yes, you, the person watching this right now. Maybe you are a student and you do not have a job yet. Maybe you are already working. Maybe you have had many jobs in your life. Maybe you are thinking about changing your career right now. Whatever your situation is, English will help you. Describing your job, your workplace, your team, these are things you will do in real life. In job interviews, in conversations with new people, everywhere. These are real, everyday words, common words. Words that come up in conversations all the time. And here you have heard them in context. You have heard them in sentences, in stories, in natural English. That is the best way to learn, not from a list, not from memorizing, but from listening to real language being used. So here is your little homework for today. And don't worry, it's easy. Just think of one person you know, a family member, a friend, a neighbor, and try to describe their job in English. Even just 2 or 3 sentences. What do they do? Where do they work? What time do they start? Just think it, or write it down. That small practice will make a big difference. All right, my friend, that is it for today. If this video helped you, please give it a like. It really helps this channel grow. And if you are new here, subscribe, because we do this kind of real, natural, easy English practice. I will see you in the next video. Take care, keep practicing, and remember, every single word you learn today is a step forward.